Good day, guys. So it's Joseph, and I'm going to start a course with you guys talking about the title is Hardware and PCB Design Mastery. This is actually a hardware development course where you guys will learn how to design real hardware products from scratch, from the concept of the product to actually the finished product. And you will learn how to design an IoT sensor node from concept to finished product. This not just like any hardware course, either teaching about tools or teaching about one aspect. We're actually going to cover the entire process of hardware development from the concept to the component selection to the PCB layout to the manufacturing and every other stuff. So this course is going to be awesome. I want you guys to stick in this course. I'll be dropping videos every time till the course is being completed. So what will you learn in this course? We'll learn about system architecture and planning. This is a very vital this is a very vital topic in hardware development, system architecture and planning. This just simply means that before starting any hardware design, you ought to understand your system. You need to know how your system works, and you need to break down your system into various functionalities to know how your system works. This is one of the topics we'll learn about. Then we'll also talk about component selection, schematics, and PCB layout. Component selection, schematic, and PCB layout. When starting your hardware design, you ought to know the components that you will use for that design. You need to know the microcontroller, you need to know the sensors, you need to know the power modules that you need to use for those sections. So we are actually going to cover all this, how to select components, how to draw schematic, and how to do PCB layouts the proper way. Then going next, we'll learn about signal integrity, power integrity, and system reliability. This is also a very crucial role. This is important in terms of PCB layout. You learn about signal integrity. The way you treat signals is not always the same way that signals are actually is. You get, we're actually going to learn that signals in most cases are actually seen as transmission line. We'll learn how to do proper power distribution in our design, our board, and we'll learn how to design a PCB and a product that is reliable and that can actually be shipped to the market and deployed without any errors. Then we'll learn about manufacturing, testing, and debugging. We'll talk about how to generate our manufacturing file, how to communicate with our manufacturer, our hardware manufacturer, either our PCB fabricator, either them sourcing components for us, and how to design our board for testability. Because most of the times you can actually have an electronics board, you can design a PCB board, and once the product is being designed and shipped, you can find out that it's very difficult to actually test that product because you did not actually put tests in mind when designing the board. So we are going to do all that and learn how to debug also. Then overall, you would think like a hardware product engineer. So this course or this series of videos is actually help you to think like a hardware product engineer, not just a PCB designer or a schematic designer or a circuit designer or a hobbyist. You actually think like a hardware product designer. You can actually take a system, take an idea from the concept to the system architecture level, to the block diagram level, to the component selection, to schematic PCB layout, to the time you need to generate your manufacturing files and you get your hardware manufactured, you test your hardware, you do all that. So this is a very wonderful course that I need every one of you, tell your friends, tell those around to subscribe to the channel and also start watching. Then why take this course? Why take this course? Why should you take this course? This course focuses on real world product design. This is not just a hobbyist project or um, just another course out there on YouTube that wants to do one or two things. Again, this is actually real world product design. This is what I'm teaching. I'll teach you guys how to design electronics product from scratch. And why I'm doing this, when I was in the university, I actually I actually had so much difficulties learning electronics product design or hardware product design. Why? Because most times the university system is more about the theoretical aspect, the formulas and all that. So it took me a lot of time. It took me more research, more studies, more practical input by my own self to be able to come to the point where I am now. But I'm giving you guys this for free. So I want you guys to take this very serious. So you learn how to design electronics product, whether an IoT product, whether a product for an automotive system, a home automation, an industrial board. You are going to learn all that. And every information I'll be sharing in this course, you can also use it to design other products yourself. I'm giving you guys the ideology, the steps, the principles that you need to take when designing a product. And at the end of the course, also, you're going to design a hardware IoT board that can be deployed into the market. So most courses stop at theory and simple circuits. Yet, so that's not what you are doing. Learn professional hardware development practices. This is one important point that I need to share. You will learn professional hardware development practices. So the information I'll be passing out in this course will actually industry grade information, things that will help you in the industry. If you want to go, if you want to study, sorry, if you want to work in the industries, the information you get out will help you a lot. And I want you guys to take everything you're going to get in this course serious, and also take notes, document every step, document everything. Just take notes, document, and you won't regret taking this course. Then building confidence to handle real hardware projects. As I said, you're also going to design other hardware projects, even the one outside this course. So it's going to be a wonderful experience, guys. So advantages you gain. So industry relevant PCB design skills. Yeah. So you learn how to design PCB boards. You learn how to design two double layer boards. You learn how to design multi-layer boards. You learn how to do stack up. You learn how to do traces. You learn how to design PCB the right way. You also learn about signal integrity, power integrity. You learn about impedance control. These are fundamentals stuff you need to know when designing PCB and things that are relevant in the industry. So you're going to learn that. Ability to avoid costly design mistakes. So something I always tell people when they venture into hardware design or PCB design, they just go into the market and start selecting components or doing things without having proper information about it. So we are going to learn how to avoid design mistake. It can be in case of component selection. It can be in case of component selection, selecting components that that gives you best performance and with a cheaper rate. Yes, so you avoid costly design mistakes. Also, costly design mistakes in terms of the PCB aspect and this schematic aspect also. Then solid foundation for industry and startup. So if you plan on starting a company, you plan on working in the industry, plan on joining a startup as a hardware engineer, as a PCB design engineer, as a circuit designer, the information you get here will help you a lot. So I need you guys to take it. Then strong system level thinking. Strong system level thinking. You're not just thinking based on the schematic or the circuit level. You're not just thinking based on the PCB design level, but you're actually gaining system level thinking in this course. So you will learn how things work. You learn both how to integrate the mechanical aspect on your PCB design or your hardware design. You will learn how to work on the firmware aspect. Though I'm not teaching firmware design in this course, but you know how things integrate. That is what we call system level thinking. You both the PCB layout, the circuit design, the firmware. You know how all this stuff integrates, and to give you idea on how to design those products in a way that everything works together. So these are some advantages you gain in the course also. Then what you build. Then what you build. We are going to build a complete battery powered IoT sensor node. So we are going to build an IoT sensor node. It will have it will be battery powered, and it's going to be a wonderful experience. It's going to be a wonderful project. Then we use the STM32 based MCU with dedicated Wi-Fi chip. You get, so it's, since it's an IoT product, it needs connectivity option, and we're using a Wi-Fi chip. We use a dedicated Wi-Fi chip for that. Then we'll have multiple sensors. We can have things like temperature sensors. We can have things like humidity sensors, accelerometers, and also put that. Then USB power, battery management, low power design. Then lastly, product level PCB for manufacturing. So guys, this is going to be a wonderful course. I want you guys to subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to also share this. I also want you guys to tell people also. So I'm one reason I'm creating this is majorly for young engineers that are coming up and for university students that find hardware and electronics product design difficult. And most times, if you go online, you will see courses that are paid for. So I'm giving you guys this um, for a great value. Okay, so subscribe, comment, and also tell me the things you will need to know. So thank you guys. If you have any question, you can ask it on the comment box. Thank you guys, and see you guys in the next video.